So we're gonna jump right into Peacemaker season 2, episode 3. Um, I have some theories about this alternate universe that Chris has gone in, but I'm not ready to say it yet. I'm waiting to see how it unfolds. I'm
Let's hear it.
waiting. Okay. So
It's about everybody talking about the background because I didn't peep that
yeah,
until
it is.
somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't notice until somebody pointed it out this episode.
It's because and then when they mention so this is the theory that's running around in my head, and it's starting to add up. So when we see Peacemaker season 2 open up, and he sees his father, which is called the Blue Dragon, over in the other world, and I thought that was an odd choice, and I said, oh, he still has the same costume, it's just the color scheme is different. And what the theory is that some people are already saying is there's nobody that looked like us in the backgrounds at all. At all. And that is very telling. And at first, you don't see a lot of background people. You just see it like when Chris is on his motorcycle and everybody's yelling his name and he's being adored by fans and everything else. Everything so far looks peaceful. You don't even pick that up. You just know people are screaming his name. They're happy. His brother's alive. His dad is saying he loves them. And apparently they stay in a nice house. They're considered their top 3 heroes in that world. He dated Hardcore, used to date her in that world, still has ties to her, goes over there. So the theory is that not only do they not see people of color, but they're trying to say that this might be Earth X. And if you remember Earth X from one of the many crossovers from the Arrowverse, Earth X is where the Nazis won.
Oh.
Yeah. And I said, oh, this might be why the Sons of Liberty are there. And if there's no background actors that look like us or Asian or Latino or anything like that, and why his father is so considered one of the top heroes, and it was like he still has the Blue Dragon look, and it was like, oh, that would make a little sense when they put it.
Somebody pointed out that's also why they're saying Bloodhaven like that, because they would have adopted the dialect and the way that they say like certain vowels. So it's instead of blood, it's blood.
Yeah. That part. So now I'm like, oh damn, because we've been trying to figure out what is wrong with if everything looks so right, what is wrong in this world? It makes you wonder now, because I'm trying to think, did they mention Waller at all? They just mentioned Argus. They don't mention Waller, I don't believe. We haven't seen any of his other friends over there. We haven't seen their counterparts at all, or heard them being mentioned. I don't know if we will. I would care to think they could show up, but I think that's when Chris is going to realize, like, oh, it's not the world you think it is. It's everything you want as far as your personals. Hardcore you used to date Hardcore. Y'all looked happy. Your father is alive and he's a loving father. Your brother is alive. You're considered one of the great heroes. You're respected. You're adored. Downside.
Right.
Okay, but at the beginning, was Hardcore and Flag a thing before all of this happened?
They allude to that one in this reality, yes, but they don't mention it nowhere else.
Like, I couldn't tell we were talking about our home DC or the other one that
the other one, both actually.
Because I know she's dating like the dork version of Rick Flag and the potential not. But then when they're like, oh yeah, by the way, like I feel like this opens a whole new can of worms to y'all like friendship because like he also killed your friend and someone you cared about. And I'm
Yeah.
not sure if like you know that, but his dad knows.
So in our DC world, Hardcore and Flag were getting it in. They were getting it in. But Hardcore isn't like a relationship. At least this our version of Hardcore isn't a relationship type person. So she's probably just happy with just getting it in. Flag, on the other hand, he's stuck dealing with June, who's a witch. And so
Didn't she die or like in the first Suicide Squad or what happened with Enchantress again? I forgot.
Enchantress, I know the demon took her out or tried to. Yes, they took her out. They took her out. Yes, because that was afterwards. Because that scene where they show Flag and Hardcore in bed together, June is still alive. The whole events hadn't opened up yet. Those events hadn't opened up yet. So it wasn't until he made fun of Waller's shirt. He gets stuck on the shit mission. So yeah.
See, I'm like, does she know that? Does nobody know that he killed Rick Flag Jr.? Because I'm like, that feels weird that she's been assigned to him this whole time, and I feel like that's just an argument waiting to happen that should have happened like way sooner.
I think the events of Peacemaker taking out Flag, who knows it? John Economos. If John Economos knows it, the rest of the team knows it. Yeah. Yeah, because even Adebayo knows. So yeah, the team knows. They just haven't said anything. And it wasn't until Rick Flag Sr. asked. Rick Flag Sr. had precautions of knowing. He was like, I think something's up, and nobody's really telling me what happened to my kid. And he knows Waller, obviously. So
right. I feel like now that you have authority, that's who you need to be cussing out instead of trying to just waste resources chasing this man down.
So yeah, he's yeah. I just seen Lady over in the chat. Yeah, Mal, it's Earth Prime. You're right. Ours is Earth Prime, which we'll be discussing.
Also, how do you legalize killing an eagle for what, like 12 hours or whatever mysterious time window they got?
Well, he hasn't done it yet. The eagle hunter, he hasn't done it yet. He's just been tasked with hunting him down. He's gonna fail. We know that he's gonna fail. If anything, Eagle might get slightly injured, but yeah, I don't.
And then Judo Master, like y'all don't have this like little midget man locked up on war crimes at this point. Like he still tried to sell y'all out for reasons we don't fully understand. What
was his code name? What did they call him? That's what Economos. They opened up the back of the truck, and Economos was like, "Oh shit." He can't win. He's just like,
Did you have any takeaways from this episode?
I haven't finished watching it, so I'm just soaking it in.
Are you looking at it right now?
Maybe. Maybe.
Okay, I feel like I was talking too much, but go ahead.
No, it's just
my running theory is that the dude we met in the first episode was a complete fake too. I feel like he already pulled what our John is pulling, or what our Chris is pulling, and he thought he was about to have this. He thought somebody else was about to come and basically steal his thunder, and then ended up doing himself in.
Somebody else had said something to the effect that, obviously, as he said, it's like 99 universes. He said, and he's probably a dick in all 99 universes. And he probably assumed in that one he wasn't.
So much for that. Like I feel like yes, he's a douche, but it's like it's even his whole family seems nice, but it's like, oh, you were like exactly the same here, but potentially worse.
Yeah, and as far as his brother Keith, we don't know how his brother. I mean, he seems like the loving brother right now. we don't know what he was like in there because Chris killed him at a young age, on accident, so
I mean, he's better here than he was in the office. So
so it stands a question. I need to know. I think Spartan has some words. I think that this universe might be it might be what I'm theorizing. Spartan, I need to ask you.
Uh-oh.
Everything looks so right with this other Earth.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is wrong?
Oh, you must be on Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Oh, more than likely the brother's got a dark secret. The brother's got a dark secret.
You think it's just the brother that has a dark secret?
I think it's gonna be the brother, and I think think about it is I think the brother's gonna be slightly corrupted. That's my guess, because it's all too because if you really think about it in Peacemaker, that alternate Earth was everything that Chris wanted. He wanted to be seen as a hero. He wanted hardcore. He had hardcore relationship. He had everything. Had his father. Had his brother. If you really think about it, it's almost as if someone just sat there and said, here. It's like the maker just gave you the entire universe that you wanted just to keep you domiciled, which makes you think the other shoe that has to drop out of this is that either A, something's up with the brother, or we're about to get introduced to somebody that's basically pulling the strings. One of the two.
So I told the team, I said, and it was something that somebody said about the background actors.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see none of this.
Oh yeah, I went back and watched it during work. I was like, oh wow, we have landed in Whiteyville.
Yeah. I think that's for me, I think that's the shoe that drops. Hence the Sons of Liberty.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know the Sons of Liberty are a little different in comics, but of course it's James Gunn world, so of course he could.
But at the same time, it does kind of make sense. It's like, where's Negro Town?
No Latinos, no Asians.
I mean, they said there's a lot of stuff they couldn't show. They didn't even give the press for like the last 3 episodes. So I would be surprised if we get it just slapped with a whole bunch of revelations and Superman Red Sun pulls up.
Yeah, but at that same time, like Bama pointed out,
if they do that,
yeah, it's like Bama pointed out. The other Chris had a little bit of a pill problem, and his brother brother even sat there and said, "Are you using again?" So there's a story there too. So there's a 6 different ways for Sunday they can really go about this, honestly.
Yeah, I think I think that world he's in, and mind you, one of the questions I had already had is, where's the rest of the crew?
Because I would have to think, because if this is an all-white party, no pun intended. I
got to go back and look to see who's working at Argus, because they don't mention Waller in Argus. So who else was there?
I mean, the only person I doubt they're bold enough to bring a Luthor-esque villain running Argus, but I could be wrong.
I mean, that's what Rick Flag is there for.
Yeah.
Flag
is there for, yeah.
Flag is at Prime.
Yeah.
But in this Earth, yeah, you're right. We don't know. He just says Argus.
Mm-hmm.
It's just Argus it's not mentioned who's running Argus. It's not mentioning anybody at the top.
Pretty much.
It's just all about, I need to go talk to Harcourt, and then you see that version of Rick Flag who a klutz. So weird seeing him like that.
How you gonna do my boy like that? This man, I said, really, of all the ways you can make him in this universe, he has to be the klutz / stalker?
Yeah. That's the jarhead you left him, but then you find out that the relationship that version of Chris and Hardcore had wasn't exactly all peaches and cream either. He was skating around on her and everything. He was.
But that's it. But that's what I said. It just you keep on waiting. It's oblivious to Chris because he's like, I have everything. All I'm missing is Eagly. And the thing about it is, you ever noticed there's not an Eagly in this universe.
What if Eagly is like, what is that girl's name? Because we haven't seen her in like 8 movies. What if Eagly is like America Chavez? There's only one, and he's just been a pet in like multiple ones. You see, Eagly almost like knew which door to go through, or unless he like can smell the scent or what. Eagly, I feel like knows a lot more than he's letting. Eagly is the eyeball from Alien. He knows more than he's letting on.
Eagly is like, I have seen things. I have seen.
I would rather stay over here, but I need to get something back over there real quick.
You know what, Tafari? That would explain something, because when Eagly was flying in the pocket, was in the pocket universe with all the doors, he wouldn't go into any of them. Even when he called him back, Eagly was like, nope. So that kind of does say something.
But it's also like, if y'all are sharing it, y'all have never crossed paths with each other up until this point. Like, the fact that there's another person storing helmets in there.
Right.
I think part of it, and this is something I've thought about that. I think part of it is when it was his father's interdimensional doorway. Yeah. So it was just like, I made you this helmet, and as much as he was always trying to garner his father's favor, he also didn't like being around his father, rightfully so.
But he uses inventions.
Yeah, so he was just like, fine, at least you're making me cool helmets or whatever, I'll use it. And he probably just and knowing how his father was just like, don't go over there, don't do this, and he's just like, whatever, I won't.
It's almost like there's a red button somewhere. He told him, just whatever you do, don't push the red button.
Right. So him just going in there, it's probably like burned in his brain, like, I'm just gonna go get my stuff and walk on out, and that's it.
But then, you got that one guy, I'm just going to call him Bob, because he never does give him a name, but Bob always shows up. He says hi to Bob. Bob just stares at him.
It was rude. It was very rude. He was like, he says he speaks to you every time he sees you.
Is Bob a parademon or?
Gunn gave it a name, but it's not a parademon.
I just thought that was crazy. It's like, I say hi to this guy all the freaking time, and he can't even say hi once. But he understood when he's like, man, get the back.
I feel like we'll get more from him too in either his home dimension or why he's always just using it as a glorified trash can.
Yeah. He did have an incinerator, though. I did see that.
Yeah.
Which completely got rid of my idea of like, oh, they'll just hide the other Chris's body and maybe discover Lazarus Pit. Nope, bone saw and just instant flames.
Right.
Yeah, when they lit that other body on fire, I'm like, oh, that's the good stuff. That's like thermite.
They didn't miss once. I was like, just dang. As Vigilante, he's just like, well, that's not gonna really do it. I was like, this man needs a hobby. He needs a hobby.
He does. He's learned. He knows all about owls and spiders. No, he really doesn't.
I'm like, sir, you need a friend. You need a friend and therapy.
He's like Yelena is to Bob. Like, you just need to keep him close, because if you don't,
that part.
It was like, he's good in the fight. He might be annoying, but he's good in the fight. But if you let him go off to his own devices,
it's a problem.
Yeah, it was like that could go left really bad, really quick. I mean, it's granted, even in first season when he gets himself put in jail with Peacemaker's I'm like, not exactly the most sound planned, but it worked. It was effective.
Man, that was efficient. Let me just knock out the guy to get in the prison, to get the person I want to get, and then just leave just as easy. I was like, I'm not saying he got a plan, but
it's not the best plan, but I'm like, but it works. So much.
He's like a lot of people on the timeline lately. He just sounds dumb but confidently. Like,
right.
It's like, you said that one so confidently but so incorrect. I actually had to double check my own phone, even though I knew it was wrong.
Yeah. So it's like, but like I said, even Peacemaker keeps him. He's like, he's annoying, but he keeps him close. It was like,
but he's effective.
It was like, because she was like, do you realize if he wasn't an anti-hero, where he sees himself as a hero, that he could be a whole mass murderer? Like, it could be so much worse. so much worse. So I think before we go to commercial break, do you think that now that John knows what's going on, the Economos, now he knows what's going on, do you think he's gonna rat anybody? I don't think he's gonna rat anybody out, because as much as he doesn't views Peacemaker there, he's not so much a friend, but he's friendly.
I don't think he'll rat. I don't think Economos will rat anybody out, but I'm sorry, my mind keeps going back to Tim Meadows' character. Just I have bird blindness. It's just the whole.
It's a giant duck. I'm like, dude, wait a minute. How did you deliver that with a straight face? I don't know.
How'd you put me up against a man that knew I had blurred blindness? I'm like, you can't tell an eagle from a duck.
They all look the same to me. He said they all look the same to me. He's like, you never heard of a hummingbird? And he described it. He's like, I only know that because I read up on one. Pretty much.
But no, I don't think I think Economos is gonna keep it close to the chest. But let's be honest, old boy is not too far off from just showing up at Chris's door and just saying, we need to have a conversation about my son.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we're starting off with a raid next episode after this more efficiently done than this goofy terrorist attack. Because how do you trip with a bomb strapped to you?
I mean, that also is true, but yeah, I mean, with the raid, I think they are gonna. I think with the raid, they are gonna. That's gonna lead to the confrontation between Flag and Chris, and that's gonna be a whole nother. That might be a whole nother James Gunn tearjerker on that one. Just like I didn't mean to kill you. I didn't mean to.
Right. Where does Waller get accountability in this? Because
she was the one that ordered it.
She was, but technically she's.
I would love to see two high-level ranking government employees yell at each other.
But that's the thing. I mean, unless Mrs. Davis makes an appearance, outside of that, Waller's in Belle Reve. So
even so, I'm sure he'll catch a flight over there with all of his new power. So I need whatever that confrontation to be filmed. I know the workers at Belle Reve Slack chat will be on fire that day.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Waller's getting out of Belle Reve.
Yeah,
I mean, Gunn already is saying that he's doing a show for it, so she's getting out of Belle Reve. It's Waller.
She's gonna have dirt on. She always has dirt on somebody.
It's Waller, and if it's any consolation after what James Gunn announced, what was it last week about what we're looking forward to in the next Superman film?
Yep. With Man of Tomorrow,
she's gonna work something out with Lex where he gets out.
Yep. A work release program. As long as he doesn't, as long as you keep it to yourself about who you want to take out and keep Superman's off limits.
Because their goals are aligned.
Mm-hmm.
Their goals are definitely aligned. You have this superpowered alien. Her task is to make sure threats do not happen. They take care of jobs that no one else wants to take responsibility for. Mm-hmm. She does the dirty work.
I just hope there's not a robot named Amazo.
Oh no Amazo. Brainiac only, please.
I'm gonna say we see Amazo.
I feel like we could get either one of those, either beginning in Supergirl and then completed in Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
I know one thing. We're getting a proper Superman sequel.
Thank
God.
I mean, once you saw Lex in the suit, and I'm like, either you're doing Parasite or you're laying the groundwork for Doomsday. One of the two.
Yeah, I'll lean more to Brainiac or Parasite. I don't think, because somebody else made that mistake of doing Doomsday first,
because they turned Doomsday into a goddamn Pokemon. That's what made no freaking sense.
They did it early.
Yeah,
I'm like, did you just give me 4 stories in one movie?
And Lex, and you try to do, I know we need to switch topics, but again, Lex to Doomsday was not what Tony was to Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
You can't you can alter the storyline in the MCU to make sense. You can't do it in the DCU. I'm sorry, because there's no way. Lex is a smart individual, but come on now.
Yeah, that's true. He said Amanda Waller has more dirt on people than the desert has sand. Yeah,
Yep.
she does. Like they was like Amanda Waller's going to Belle Reef. I'm like, what? It's like Martha Stewart when she went to federal prison. It's like she was out gardening and everything.
With a smile. What do you mean? What do you mean, Bama? You mean a Ninja Turtle? What do you mean?
Oh, Doomsday.
Oh yeah, that the mutated Raja that's 6 feet long. Yeah,
I was like, this was so
that
bad.
didn't make any sense at all. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah, I was not in a happy place when he did. I'm like, wait a minute.
Right.
Why? Why are we doing this?
I'm, as a DBZ fan, I'm kind of mad that you just basically made him just evolve like 5 times in 2 minutes because all he did was get hit. That's the Hulk's thing.
Look here, my wife, who does not read comics, but much like everyone else in the world, knew about the death of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And when she seen Cavill Superman die, she was like, "Wait, he's dead?" And I'm like, "We will talk after the movie." And it was like,
it's like showing somebody the Transformers movie and then just saying, "Wait for that moment."
I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, this is what we're doing.
Yep.
Damn. Glad we're not there anymore.
I'm sorry.
Glad we're not there anymore. He tried to speed run the suit. Yeah, he did. He was speed running the Superman arc. Oh man. So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We are going to cover some of the worst and craziest comic book recons from DC and Marvel. Now, we're not doing all of them, but we got quite a few to talk about. So we'll be right back after this break. Stay tuned. If you got some crazy, drop it in the comments.